Hello. It's been 2 weeks, but that's not unusual for me, right? At least I've been kind of consistent, haven't disappeared for months yet. Next week's Christmas. I'm super excited. I hope you are too, even if you don't celebrate it, except for just family time. I know that a lot of people are not religious or whatever, but I really think that you should be near the people you love, whether that be friends or family. Just being close to people who care about you during this time is really important for me, especially since some years I couldn't. This year, luckily, I do get to spend the time with my family, and I get to enjoy everything wonderful and terrible about being home for the holidays. And I currently am drawing a self-portrait. I love and hate drawing myself. This one's a more stylized version. Sometimes I do realistic versions. But this is my favorite wintertime sweater. And as you can see, I'm going with a limited palette, specific palette. I don't think it's really limited. It has pretty much all the colors in there. I think I changed one of the grayish hues to be a little bit more purple. I don't remember. But I wanted to keep the holiday theme, and that beigey color is the perfect for my sweater, so I got super excited for that. I do use layer modes, so it's not like those pure colors, you know? And I think that's really interesting how, like, if you're doing watercolor, you can mix them, and if you're doing Copics, you can layer them, and if you're using digital art, you can use layer mode. So color palettes are wonderful. For that kind of stuff. Yesterday was my dad's birthday, and I hope he had a lot of fun. I think he enjoyed all the gifts he got. I got him this little Deadpool figurine. He loves the Marvel. I don't know if it's just the MCU or like the comics too, but I know he's super into the superhero scene. And then, you know, he got other gifts from like my mom and my sister, and he seemed to really enjoy them. Next week it's Christmas, so you'll see a little speed paint of my Chihuahua. I love my little Nala Bears, who apparently stole my phone, and now for some reason she has an Instagram. If you want to check it out, I'll link it in the description. I don't know how she keeps stealing my phone almost every day, but she does. Get someone to take a picture of her, and then she posts it, and it's adorable. I don't know. So, these shoes are supposed to be my boots, but my boots are way more complicated than these are. So these are like a simplified version of my boots. And then just some pants. I don't think I have jeans that pale. I only have 2 pairs of jeans, so probably not. But I'm really enjoying the clean line work, which is weird for me because I like messed with a Clip Studio Paint brush specifically because it was rough. And now, whenever I was working more on my comics, it became more, I don't know, like bothersome, trying to keep that consistent. So instead of trying to keep it consistent, I just went to a new brush. I don't think I've messed with that one at all. I think that's the default turnip brush in Clip Studio. I don't know, but I still love this brush. Christmassy is an artist I follow on Twitch, and she just shared this on her Instagram. It's super nice for blending. Like, I don't even know what. Like, I have used it to fill in some spaces, but you have to like press really hard, and because my screen tablet is going kind of kaput anyways, I figured I should, not push super hard on it. So normally I use, I think it's called the middle brush, something like that, to fill it in, because you don't have to like push consistently. It only has two sizes, ends in the middle, and I need to mess with that and see how I can get the ends to be the same size. That way it's just like the hard airbrush. I don't know. What really sucks is I like portraits, like super long and skinny canvases. That's not super nice for the recording for YouTube, which, the normal like videos are super short and fat. So that's why you see a lot of the other screen all the time. It's because most of the time the canvas is tall and skinny. So I've tried working landscape. It's really hard to work landscape when you draw people. That's why one is called landscape and one is called portraits. And I think I can start working more landscape next month, because I'm going to be doing a lot of material studies. I'm seeing a lot of, like, what are those? Like super shiny, like vinyl? I don't know what they're called. Probably should. But they're like the super shiny, super tight clothes. And I'm going to pretty much just trace over like a super tight dress, or maybe a trench coat, like, super fashionista trench coats. And I don't know, like, just copy it a bunch of times, and just one video is all of me trying to do it in like satin and vinyl and cloth. You know what I mean? Because I've seen them, and I've noticed that to get something to look shiny, you need super high contrast, like pure white or almost pure white in the highlights, and like super, super dark, almost black in the shadows. And just very thin shadows and highlights. Because I think those are really cool, like the super heightened materials. Although with my style, I don't know if I would make it. Although having like a sweater texture on this would be so much nicer than whatever I came up with. I think I did pretty good, but it's still too clean. I think that's my problem right now, is my artwork is too clean. And I know that sounds ridiculous. I understand that sounds ridiculous. But it also kind of like makes sense in a way. Like, that's why I like working in my sketchbook, because you have to embrace mistakes, especially if you're working with Pip. Like, I babysat my sister's house and cat and dog while she went on her honeymoon. She got married on Saturday. And I brought my iPad, but I brought my sketchbook and pens. I didn't use my pencils. I just went straight in with pin, and you can't take those back. It's not like you're like, oh, let me just erase this pin, unless you have the friction pins, which I love to take notes with, but not to draw with. Although when I sketch with pen, with air quotes, I do sketch with the friction ones. That way it feels permanent while I'm doing it, but it's not permanent. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I've been, my whole life just working with, like, permanent pens that don't erase, except for those, like, gimmicky ones that didn't actually erase, they just smudged everywhere whenever I was younger. So whenever I have pens now, I initially think that they're permanent, and it's been super nice to sketch with those, because if, like, I really, really mess up and I, like, have to fix it, I don't need to get the whiteout pen, which I would. I just erase that part once it's dry. And the fact that you have to wait for it to dry is also a deterrent for just erasing all the time, because I don't want to just wait and make a mark, wait, erase it, make a mark, wait, erase it. Especially since if you keep marking the same spot with it, it doesn't erase very well. I don't know how we got on the topic of friction pens, but you're welcome. I love them. There's another brand of erasable pens, but they're capped. I don't like the capped ones, I like the clicky ones. I know, personal preference, but there you go. Oh, sweet, now we're doing the textured thing, and I think it looks pretty, sweatery. Looks a little knit. Although it could have been different and better, I don't know. That's why I'm doing texture things. I'm gonna just have one shape. I'm gonna do like 5 different textures. And I know there's this guy on Twitch. I learned about him on Lightbox Expo, and his whole thing is making like super realistic textures in like ball form, or he makes some super weird stuff. I'm gonna have to find out his name again and probably watch his videos a lot, because he has a lot of textures. Like, he does like slimy textures. That's so weird. But I think slime, you have to like also do the shape. Like, it's really hard to make like a dress look slimy, because you have to mess with the silhouette. But that's why I'm doing it, to see what I can do with one shape. Maybe I'll do like a simple ball, like test. Like, I'll have a ball and the dress, and then a ball and the dress, so I can get my head around the simple form of it, because you should always start with simple shapes with everything. Like, whenever I'm drawing without a model in Clip Studio Paint or on paper, I start with the circle and like a triangle or trapezoid, depending on if I want their chin to be super pointy or not. But I am all over the place. But I think I will be speaking for the entire 17-ish minutes. I do need to figure out a better way to edit. Like, I do pretty good, I think, but I know I could be better. Pretty much it's faster, but I'm using a free software. I kind of want to do the Adobe Suite, but I can't afford it right now, because I loved Adobe Premiere. It was so easy to edit on that thing, so easy. And I love to tinker around with animation and, is it called Animate now? I don't know what it's called anymore. The Adobe animation program is so much better than Procreate, which again is an iPad app, so it's limited. Although I heard that you can animate on Clip Studio Paint, so if y'all have any idea how to do that, that'd be great. I did start using the manga, or the comic book stuff on Clip Studio Paint, and that has been super helpful. You can't like draw out of the panels. Yeah, I'm learning so much, and on the video I post in 2 weeks, I'm going to be talking about my resolutions and my goals for the new year, art related and life related. I'm gonna tell you, most of it has to do with getting this house together, because that's still not a thing. This is why you don't buy houses on a whim, children. You think things through and have plans, because I definitely did not. Oh yeah, I do wear glasses, and this is like the first self-portrait I put glasses on. Didn't really show that process because it was simple, and I'm really insecure about how I draw glasses. But I really think this is appropriate. I don't know how. This is very much me. Like, this image is what I look like. Tall, lanky, good in that sweater. I love that sweater. And no, those straps don't do, those like black things don't do anything. But here I am in a dreamy winter land. We don't have that around here, but that looked nice. So I hope you have a great day. Like, subscribe, click on my next video, and I will see y'all for a very Merry Christmas.